Hello. I don't know that I have a lot to say this week, but we'll find out together because I don't know what I'm going to say either. This one has come off the big loom. I held that up dramatically. Am I in shot? Yes. Now, you might be able to see that it's a bit baggy and saggy and wrinkly in places. Did the tension get any better? No. The tension got much, much worse. It was such a fun challenge. It actually wasn't terrible, but it was tricksy. So what I ended up doing was packing the warp with scraps of fabric and little bits of cardboard and putting on more weights. But we got to the end. I did the whole length. I didn't have a tantrum and give up. So this is the whole length. It's not wet finished. This one's going to get a double finish. And I'll tell you for why. So let me get a fringe, which is the nearest. That one will do. There's one on each end. This is the fringe, as you can see. I probably didn't need to point that out, but I have now. Normally what I do when I've woven something is I sort out the fringe. So I twist it, plait it, do whatever I'm doing with the fringe, and then I give it a wet finish. And the reason I do that is because the wet finish will set the fringe. It will set the twist in the fringe. It will tighten up the knots that you have to put in at the end, otherwise it untwists. So I feel like doing the fringe before the wet finish just helps set that fringe, make sure the twist stays nice, all of the rest of it. In this particular case, I know for a fact that this white yarn here is going to have more shrinkage than any of these other yarns. And I'm hoping it doesn't felt, although it might. We'll find out. So what I'm going to do is wash this so that it gets all of its shrinking done. Then I'm going to cut the fringe and twist it. I'm not going to twist the novelty yarn into the fringe because it's not actually part of the weave structure anyway. I could pull this out right now. I'm not going to, but I could. And also this isn't going to fray or fall apart, so it can just be loose. That's fine. The reason you twist or plait or do something with your fringe is because the yarn can unravel over time. So that's how that is looking. I might give that a wash tonight if I get around to it. If not, it'll be at some point in the future. I'm very specific with my plans. And then I'll do the fringe and give it another wash. Now, I do already have something new on the big loom, which I warped up today. So there's not a huge amount of progress, but I'll show you that. Really making the most of the full width of my loom on this one. This could have gone on the little loom, but there's already something on there, so there wasn't room. I'm doing a technique. Look, I've done a technique all over the place. I don't normally do techniques, so this is fresh and exciting. Speaking of fresh, this is fresh on the loom, so I haven't done the hem stitching yet. I've still got my cardboard separate. I can actually pull that out. I can take that out right now. There we go. Done. I just put that in to give me a nice straight edge to get started with. So I'll do some hem stitching in a minute. This went on the loom today. Back to the technique. This is loops in the weft, which is done. I'm going to surprise you, what with the knitting needle in the weaving already, by picking up loops of the weft before you beat with the heddle, which is just when you bring the heddle down to put the yarn in place. You pick up loops and loops and loops of the weft on a knitting needle. I was going to say coat hanger. That's not a coat hanger. Beat, and then pull the coat hanger out. I'll show you what that looks like. I wonder if I can do this on a flat surface from the side. We'll see. So I'm going to beat that because I've done that row. I'm going to put that down into the down shed, and then I'm going to pull that knitting needle out like that. So that gives me some very big loose loops. So then I'm going to try weaving from the wrong side. This is not ergonomically sound. So I'm going to put that through there. Oops. Oops is always a good sign, isn't it? Pull that through. Oh, yeah, I can see why I normally sit in front of the loom to do this. Just going to pinch that so that it doesn't go out of place. And then I'm going to beat, pull that a little bit more. I'm going to beat again, and that's going to, there we go, push the loops into place. So what I've done is made a bit of a mess with the heddle. Hang on, there we go. Oh no, maybe, there we go. There we go, it's all fine. So I'm doing a repeating pattern of 4 rows of the loops. So that's 8 rows total, or 8 picks, or 8 throws, or however you want to say it. So I'm always, slow down, doing the loops on the up shed, which for me is right to left, and then a plain weave from the left on the down shed. I'm saying words and I'm unable to tell if they're making any sense. Anyway, then I've got a little gap of 4 just plain weave in the middle, just for spice. This is very fiddly and it's going to take a long time. And I knew it would be fiddly and take a long time, so it's validating that I was right. I don't know how long this is going to take. Will it be off the loom for next week? I couldn't tell you. Oh, the yarn. Would you like to know what the yarn is? This is Bendigo Woollen Mills, of course. Classic 4-ply. A main shot? No. That's a bit better. Classic 4-ply in teal. This is from the batch that I bought at the start of the year when I was trying to colour match a fluffy yarn because I wanted to mix the warp. So I've got a lot of different sort of teal shades. I could have returned them for a refund, but that's not who I am as a person. So now I'm starting to work through them. So it's just going to be plain teal all the way along with these loops for some visual interest. Now, the little loom looks much like it did last week. There is some progress. I have done some weaving on this, but not a whole heap. But it is nice to have a plain weave when I've got the fiddly weave. I don't know why I keep doing fiddly weaves. So that is coming along slowly. I think this stripe's getting more obvious as well, which is good. Although looking at the camera, maybe not. Anyway, there is progress on the little loom. That might be off for next week. I don't know. Now, last but not least, hang on while I wander over here for a second. Now, last but not least, Bertie Bird. There is progress on Bertie Bird. This flower, which I really love, I love that flower the most, that's done. So I really don't have that much left to do on Bertie. I've got a couple of little flowers down here and then some leaves, and then it'll be done. Now, I've got a quandary, because this will be done for next week. I am making that promise. This bird will be off the frame for next week. Now I've got a quandary, because I was looking for some yarn yesterday and I found a box behind the yarn stash. Stop judging me. And I thought, I don't know what's in that box. Turns out it's a load of photos and some old floppy disks and stuff, but also 2 cross-stitch projects that are obviously not finished. And so now I've got a choice to make. Do I work on one of these ancient cross-stitch projects? I mean, I'm thinking about one of them and it has to be 25 years since I started it. So that's definitely discontinued. And the other one, maybe 10 years since I started it. Or I also have a new one that I bought not long ago. So I've got to think about what I'm doing next for the cross stitch, because Bertie is very nearly done and that will be the set. And then I need to find frames for them because I really want them in nice round frames. But that's a problem for me. That's not a problem for you. So I'm going to go and have a think about cross stitch and what I will do next. And that is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Have a lovely rest of your week and I will see you next time. Bye for now.